Now, lots of you, a few of you can say, but when do we use the sine, cos, and tan buttons? You're going to use the sine, cos, and tan buttons, the normal ones, not with the -1, when you're finding a side length.
I do it.
Okay? So, these questions, you'll notice the steps to follow at the beginning are going to be just the same as before. So, we look at our triangle. We label H, we label O, we label A. So, H, O, A. Now, I did this on purpose. Okay? This particular question, I have labelled HOA. Their missing side length is labelled A, but it's the opposite side. Okay? Now that could happen in a real question. So I don't want you to look at this triangle, say, well look, they've labelled that A, therefore that's the adjacent side. Okay, because it's not. We can see that it's the opposite side. You're clear on that? Yes? Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Wait, why is it called A? Is it just a random letter?
It's just like ABC. Part A, part X, Y, Z. Yeah.
So change it from A.
If you wish to, but Elsa. So if that's freaking you out, then sure, change it to an X. But I'm just saying in an exam question, they may well do that. So you just have to be aware that the labeling is not really that important that they've given you. Your labeling is important.
So if I change it in the test, but then at the end, write my answers as equals.
That's fine. Yeah. Now, sometimes they don't specifically label the one they're trying to find with a letter. Okay, so they might have not had this here. This could be A, B, C, and they said find length AB. Okay, so we know that this is the one that we are trying to find. Okay, so the one we're trying to find, we always want to give it some kind of label, whether it be A, whether it be X, whether it be Y, whether it be Z, whatever. Okay, so we always want to establish which length we're trying to find. So we've labelled HOA. Now, here's the trickier one. When we're deciding which length is no good to us, we have to be careful we're crossing out the right one. We are asked to find this length. We are given this length. This is no good to us. Do you all appreciate that that one's useless?
No.
Because sometimes people say that we don't know this one either. So how do you know which one to cross out? But they've asked us to find this one. So this has to be involved in our question.
Why would you cross that out?
We're not going to cross this out. We're going to cross this one out because it's nothing to do with our question.
Another time if you're trying to find
No. So when you're trying to find the length, you need to know one side and one angle. Okay?
Oh.
So back to the other question, we needed to know two sides to find an angle.
Yeah.
Yes? So you always need two bits of information out of three. So we had two sides, we can find an angle. But for these ones, we need to know an angle and a side in order to find the other side. Okay? So our questions are only ever going to involve three pieces of information. And they involve three pieces, not given three pieces. So we've crossed out the A, so we know again that this question involves O and H. So we're going to write so. So we've established it's the so. Here is where your work on speed, distance, time triangles is going to come in useful. We're trying to find the opposite side. Yes?
Yeah.
So if I were to cover up the O in this SOH, what would I have? O is equal to what? S multiplied by H. Now, so this is O is equal to, now, what does the S stand for? Sine. Now, you can't ever input into your calculator sine on its own. Sine has to always go with the angle. Okay? So we would always write here sine 42. And your calculator automatically opens up a bracket. Okay? So your sine always has to go with the angle. Okay? And then you would do multiplied by h, which in our case is 15.1. Okay? Now, for the baby calcs, you have to make sure you close your bracket after your sine 42. For the big calcs, they automatically go inside the bracket, so you just have to then arrow out of the bracket to say multiply by 15.1.
Wait, so 42 is just
So 42 is the only thing that must be in your bracket. You can't write sine 42 times 15.1. Pardon?
We don't need the other thing anymore?
No, because your theta has now been replaced with an actual value.
Oh,
Yes?
could you work it the other way? Like, if you know the...
Right, sine 42 equals O over H.
Yeah.
Yes, you could, but no offense to anyone in here, but rearranging can sometimes cause people issues. And so that's why I'm suggesting that you probably want to do the covering up and go straight into the correct format. Okay? It used to be that you were given the sine, cos and tan ratios in all the different formats, but we're not given them now, so I want to make sure that you're not going to mess up by doing a divide when you should be multiplying, etc. Okay? Often these questions will be a multiplication, but not always, so you need to be aware of that. So have we all typed in sine 42 and then multiply by 15.1?
10.1. Yeah.
10.1. So then our final thing we do is just have a quick look, see?
Oh, and then we can add it all
Could
up.
this be a 10.1? Yes, it very well could be. Okay? If we have this as 27.9.
No. Because that's be smaller than how you have it.
Love it. I love it. I love the fact that you're telling me this. I really hope that if it happens, that you also spot it as well, okay? So please have a look at your answers and make sure they're making sense.
So this can divide.
Well, no. Because if you're finding this length here, this is not the, so this one has to be a short side, yes? So, yeah, you'll get a bit confused with the, has to be less than 1. Okay? Alright, so that's that question there. Next one is a similar one. Label HOA. That's always going to be your first option. So label H, so this time the H is over here, O is over here, A is over here. So which of these are we going to cross out to be irrelevant? The O, lovely. So that's gone, we've got the H and the A that I know I'm using. So if I'm using A and H, which of the three is it? Cos, the car. Now we're going to write our statement. We're trying to find the hypotenuse. So we're going to cover up the H. To cover up H is equal to what? A divided by C. Good. Okay, so H, they've labelled it Y, so I'm going to put Y, is equal to A. Where's A?
6.2.
6.2. Divided by C. What does C stand for? Cos. Can we just leave it like that?
No, we can do cos, and then the bracket 38.
Nice. Brackets 38. Okay? And then we're going to stick that in our calculator. Oh, you can tell me.
Yeah, 7.9.
Yeah, I got that.
7.9? Okay.
Just mine, like, the same thing is like kind of an L shape.
That's okay. That's fine.
But Miss Harrison,
Just you can use the divide button or the fraction. I'll change it for you in a second. Okay, that's
So we have to put centimeters on these?
yes, you should be putting units with them all. Yeah.
Okay, the other one's degrees.
Angles would always be
Yeah.
degrees. Yeah. Lengths, centimeters, or meters, depending on which question it is. Yeah.
how did you know it was like L equals S times H and H equals?
Because we did like speed, distance, time triangles. Yes.
So was
So
it?
that's why, because it was up in the air, we covered the O up, and the S and the H were next to each other.
So
Do you see that?
yeah. So
And then
why?
the H, we covered the H up. A was up in the air, so it was A divided by cos.
Could you also do like C times H?
No. Oh, if you're trying to find A, yes. So all of these questions, and that's the thing that people get wrong, Hayley, is that they get mixed up. They do dividing when they should be multiplying, and they forget which is supposed to be which. And because many of the questions, it is a multiplication, If it's a division one like this one, they get it wrong.
Wait, so the middle one is always the one that's like on top, and then
Yes, the middle one is always the one up in the air.
Okay.
Why do you feel like that they should be fine for how?
Because that's what we're trying to find.
How do we know that?
Because our question has it labeled as y.
What about the third?
So that has to be used somewhere in our question. And where did we use it? Well, it's not times by, it's attached to the cos. So the angle is always attached to the sine or the cos or the tan.
Oh, okay.
Okay? You can never input into your calculator tan on its own. It has to go with something. Okay? And we've got one more example, I think, here. So again, H, O, A. Which of these is useless to us?
H.
H. So we're crossing that out. Is this a so, car, or toa?
Toa.
Again, up in the air. So we're trying to find, what we're trying to find? O. So we're covering up the O. Nice. So O equals tan times A. So I'm going to fill in my correct letters. So P is equal to tan. Does tan go on its own?
No,
Tan
it's 62.
62 multiplied by 8.3.
15.6.
Fabulous. And this one's a meters. Okay, so that question is
Why?
meters. Because the other length is a meter.
200 meters?
Yeah. Are we happy with those, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you can have a go at those questions on the next page.